Hi everyone, it's Bethany from Madeline Jean Antiques Restoration. In this video, I'm going to show you guys how I apply water-based polycrylic using a 2-inch foam brush and a nylon bootie over the foam brush. Now, some people have requested that I do this video because I'm finding one of my most popular videos that I ever did on YouTube, and I did it just on a whim one day. I hadn't even taken a shower that day, had a baseball cap on. I showed you how I apply polycrylic with a synthetic brush, and I've had like almost 4,000 views on it. It's crazy. I have also applied polycrylic with a foam brush with a nylon bootie. Now, when I say nylon bootie, I mean like those little booty socks when you go to a shoe store and you didn't wear socks that day and you need to put a pair of socks on, because that would be gross, putting your bare foot in a pair of shoes. Those little cheap nylon booties, yes. I'm gonna wrap one of those around a 2-inch foam brush, and I apply polycrylic this way as well. Now, I did a video where I showed the bootie method, that's what I call it, or the nylon bootie method. I used General Finishes oil-based top coat using this method, and I really liked it. Gave me a super, super smooth finish. What happens is the nylon, I guess it kind of like cuts down on the bubbles that can be created by a top coat. It kind of just filters them, flattens them as you drag the brush across. So that's why this method is pretty popular on other YouTube videos. So I've had a couple people ask me, have you done the bootie method with the polycrylic? And I haven't done a YouTube video yet, so hence this video. So I'm gonna get started. Once again, you guys, with polycrylic, do not shake your can. If you shake your can, bubbles will form, and you don't want that, okay? So I'm gonna pour some of this polycrylic into a plastic cup. I always pour my polycrylic in a separate container while applying it, just because it's really milky, it's white, and you don't want any of your finish from your project getting into your nice, clean, clear polycrylic. So that's why I do that. So I'm gonna adjust my camera, and you're gonna see me apply this polycrylic with a foam brush and the bootie over it. Okay, you guys, I have readjusted my camera. The hair is up in a hair clip, and I am ready to rock and roll here. Okay, so I poured my polycrylic into plastic cup. I have my 2-inch foam brush. Now, when you put the little nylon bootie on, this is the top part where there's the seam. It's right here. That's where your toes would go. So I bring that over like this because I do want it flat against the foam brush, okay? All right, so this piece I finished a couple days ago painting it. I used a latex paints, actually. I layered a bunch of different colored paints. This is called my rustic champagne look. Pretty hoity-toity, isn't it? And then I also take a Shiva stick that has like metallic colors, and then I added some highlights along the edging. So now I need to seal everything, and I'm going to use a water-based polycrylic because the 1 Plus, hi mister, it's Biscuit Boo Bear. Hi Boo Boos. It's my little chihuahua. He's just bouncing around here. The one reason I love polycrylic is, say hi, because it doesn't yellow. So that's the one bonus of polycrylic, is that it doesn't yellow over light colored painted items. So if you paint something gray, white, beige, it's a great top coat where you're gonna get a durable protection, and then it just won't yellow. Because if you use like an oil-based poly over light painted pieces, it's probably gonna yellow either immediately or over time, and you don't want that. So I know top coat can be a very stressful process when you're restoring furniture. I know it is for me, because you spend all this time beautifying a piece of furniture, and the last thing you want to do is screw up in the top coat process. So this nylon bootie method really helps to alleviate some of the issues that you get with applying top coat, and that would be bubbles forming, streaks, things like that. So I'm going to dip my brush in here. You're gonna see it gets wet. Do you see it there? It's milky and white. I'm gonna start with the top. I'm gonna start this way and just move my way over. me get the top edge first. And I'm just gonna drag it across in one continuous swoop. I usually do that with all my top coats. I do one continuous wipe. If you stop when you do it, you will get streaks, I find. If you miss a spot, no big deal. You're gonna be putting on 2 coats, maybe even 3. It all depends what you're applying the top coat to and how heavy usage-wise is the piece gonna get. So if I painted, like, say, a dresser top or a buffet top, I usually, see with those tops, I usually stain them. I usually, you know, sand them and stain them. I usually don't paint my tops. I would use a poly gel in an oil-based on my stained tops. On my painted areas, my painted dressers, I like to use the water-based polycrylic that I'm using right now. Just checking my coverage. I always do this in daylight as well. That way, in natural light, I can see where I missed, where I got it. I've learned the hard way, don't apply top coat at night. Do it in natural light. So as you can see, I'm just going across with the foam brush. Go back that way on that one. I try not to, I'm gonna have to move that one all the way across. I try not to go over a certain area more than once. When you do that, that's when you create those sticky spots. That's when you, you'll look at a piece, and I've done this. I've screwed up majorly with top coats, so I just know that, like, if I started here and I stopped, you're gonna see that stop brush stroke in the finish. You don't want that. So you would rather put on multiple light coats of polycrylic than 1 coat or 2 coats. It is not going to be perfect. It will not be perfect the first time that you apply it. You will go back and you'll see that you missed some spots, and that's okay. On your second, third application, you'll get those spots. So don't fret. I know that's easier said than done because, like I said, top coats are very stressful. And it's even more stressful trying to do a YouTube video while you're doing a top coat. Oh. Ooh. This is tricky in here because I have some elevated wood here. And there's an area in here that it kind of goes down. So I'm going to quickly get it in the grooves. And then I'm going to go over and swoop it down. Again, if you notice, my last stroke, it's always from one end to the other, continuously moving my brush without lifting it. That's so, so important. I see no bubbles forming on any of my area yet. That's what I'm looking for. So when you see me tilting my head, I'm like, do I have any bubbles? No bubbles. Bubbles are common with polycrylic. Ask anybody. That's probably one of the most frustrating aspects of it. Go slow. Take your time. You can see here, I'm just moving it across one side to the next. I'm gonna go back this way so I can get really in that corner. And I know you can't see from where you're at. My work here with applying it. I know it's not going to be picked up by the camera, but what I'm hoping what you're seeing is my method. How slow I'm going, how I'm taking it from one edge to the next. There I have a bubble. If you do get bubbles, I recommend you can sand in between coats. You actually should sand in between coats. Me depending, again, on my application, on the piece of furniture I'm working on, all depending on how much of a high traffic piece this is going to be, will determine how many coats I put on. It'll also determine, that determines me sanding in between coats, which I normally do. I usually use 400 grit sandpaper wrapped around a felt block. And when I say I lightly sand, I lightly, it's almost like feather touching sanding, because you don't want to go through the light coat of top coat you just put on. You're just lightly sanding in between coats to just smooth out any rough areas. So far this is looking good. I know you guys can't see it and it's hard to see on this finish that I'm doing, but everything is going really great so far. I'm not getting any drip marks. That's why I'm continually checking. And polycrylic dries really fast, which is great too. I'm getting a really nice sheen. I picked the satin sheen. Polycrylic has flat or matte. They have like a semi-gloss, they have a satin, they have a super gloss. So they have all these different sheens, which is nice, all depending on your project, the look that you're going for. More often than not, I'm gonna say I bounce between matte and satin. Only one time I did a really big super gloss. It's looking pretty good. So again, I'm not seeing any bubbles. I'm not seeing any drip marks. Nylon around your foam brush really helps to diminish those problems from coming up. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep applying this, keep working, keep checking my work. Again, this is super easy, you guys. You can buy a bulk of these these nylon booties on Amazon for really cheap. I love this method. It's really helped me with applying my top coats. I used to be just so stressed out with my top coats, and this has really alleviated a lot of stress for me, because I would have those issues of bubbles forming and streaks and stuff. So again, you're gonna have some streaks of just areas that you've missed. Just on your second or third coat, you will hit them, I promise you. So just be patient, don't freak out on your first application. It's just like when you first paint a piece of furniture, your first coat and usually looks like crap. And then once you get the second and third coat of paint on, your piece really starts to come together. The same thing with applying top coat. Just don't freak out that you've missed a spot. You can always go back and you'll get it on the second or third application. So I hope this is helpful. I hope you can see how easy this is. I'm gonna take like a close-up video of the sheen. You can already see it here of the polycrylic. This area is probably dry. I'm not gonna touch it yet because I don't want any fingerprints on here, but it's probably pretty dry. I can see right in this area that I've missed a spot. I am not gonna go over that area right now again. I'm just not, because if I do, it's gonna cause more problems. I'm gonna wait to hit that area again on my second or third coat. Okay, you guys, I hope this has been helpful, showing you guys the nylon booty method with the polycrylic, okay? Okay, here is the close-up of the area that I just applied the polycrylic to. Can you guys see that sheen? See how nice that is? All the way down. I have no drip marks, no bubbles. Very, very gorgeous. Love it. Okay, everyone, I am done applying the polycrylic to my end table using the booty method. I always have to kind of shake my head, give a little attitude when I say it, the booty method. I went through 2 booty nylon socks on this larger end table. So what you're going to notice as you move along applying the polycrylic with the foam brush with the booty sock on it, it's going to get saturated at some points, and it's going to start to kind of like almost wear. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. It gets a little rough. So as you move along, take your booty sock, move it up to a fresh area that hasn't been used, pull it back down, dip it, and keep going until you get to the very end where there's no more nylon that you can pull. Take it off and get yourself another booty sock to put on. Don't keep using it in the same spot, because you're gonna notice it starts to just kind of catch and it starts to wear. So that's my advice on that as you move along. So again, I went through 2 booty socks on this end table. It took me about a half hour. That's not too bad to apply a top coat on a full larger piece than this. I went on the inside here and along all the painted areas, and I'm loving the results that I get with this method. It works for me. I would say try it if you've been frustrated with applying polycrylic. I know it does frustrate a lot of people. A lot of people complain of streaks, a lot of people complain of bubbles, things of that nature. I find that the nylon booty sock over the foam brush helps alleviate that. Are you still gonna get maybe a bubble here and there? You may. You just need to be careful how much polycrylic you're putting on at one time. So my advice, so listen to this. This is my best advice I can give you with applying polycrylic. Light coats. Don't drench your brush. That's when you're gonna get drip marks because you got too much on the brush. So the lighter the better. Like I said, if you have bare spots that you missed on that first coat, it's okay. Leave it, don't go back. Wait till it completely dries and then do your second coat and third coat, and you should have nice ample coverage. And right now I'm loving the sheen that I'm getting. I used a satin finish on this, and it's gonna look beautiful, and it's gonna have that added protection of the polycrylic, which is really durable. So on your painted pieces, your light painted pieces that you don't want to yellow, you're not gonna use an oil-based poly, use the polycrylic. It's by Minwax. I love the stuff. I really like it. I've used it on pieces that, let's just say, haven't sold fast, and I've noticed it doesn't yellow for me. I've had really, really good luck with it, so I would try it. Try it with this booty method. If you have tried it, let me know. Drop it in the comments. I want to hear your feedback if you do end up trying it or you have tried it already. If you haven't liked or subscribed to my channel, please do. The more the merrier. You're going to find my subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner. It's a red button. When you have your screen in the full video mode on any of your devices, that's when you're going to see that subscribe button, so hit it. I try to post as many videos as I can squeeze in. Right now it's end of school. We're in May. It's the middle of the May with my kids, so I'm busy with that. I'm busy taking real estate classes and studying, so I'm trying really hard to balance all of this. I got a lot of balls in the air, and I'm really, really trying to keep up with my YouTube channel and posting tutorials. I just know a few people out there have wanted to see me apply the polycrylic and give feedback and what I think using the nylon booty method. So you guys, until next time, I will see you soon. Keep smiling. We'll see you later.